Alrighty, we are live. Hey guys, Engineer Wannabe here. Welcome to another Saturday evening. And hey, Bobby's just in time. Hey Bobby, how's it going?
Good afternoon, guys.
Hey, Bobby.
Did you have a long shift today?
Yesterday.
Yesterday, right?
Yeah. That's good.
24 hours again?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Don't envy you.
I'm off for a couple of days.
Yeah. So yeah, we're just starting up. So hi everyone. Today we're just going to be chatting about a couple of random things, enjoying the hobby, and hopefully it'll go well. I don't have any jokes for you today. I just got home from work myself, and Torin just got back from a adventure. Yeah, I can. Torin was just mentioning how he just got lost on a bike trail. I can honestly say that's never happened to me. So, how'd that go? How'd you find your way back?
Yeah, so I went with my twin brother and I and my girlfriend. We tried out this new mountain bike network called the Pines in Woodstock. So kind of heading towards your way, Sanjay. And
Yeah, okay.
fortunately, my brother has the Trail Forks app, which is just basically an app you can get on your phone that gives you real detailed maps. So we were able to utilize that because it was our first time. So lots of trails to check out there, but it does help maybe to go with somebody who knows the area.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Amazing. Well, I'm glad you're okay. I'm glad you're back.
I'm glad it's bike weather too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little chilly and overcast, but you make it work.
Yeah, for sure. So what do you have on your wrist, Torin?
Today I'm going with the Grand Seiko. What is this? The SPGA 231, the titanium spring dive. Yeah, diver.
Beautiful watch, perfect for biking. Were you biking with that?
No, I was taking my Casio beater the world time with me. Yeah,
That's
and
even,
then
that's
after
even
the
better
spring
watch.
dive. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Bobby, thanks for joining us as well. It's good to see you, man.
Same here.
It's been a while, a couple of weeks. So yeah, it's good to see you. Yeah, what do you have on your wrist?
So I think I was going to, based on the title of Rattling the Grand Seiko Foundation, presuming that you also have. I brought my favorite watch actually. It's the Omega
Nice.
Silver Snoopy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's. I guess it's here.
Yeah.
Does that have a special case back or?
Yeah, it has the.
Oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, it's a beautiful. I mean, I just love Snoopy too. So
Yeah.
I guess it's here. Yeah, there we go. Enamel silver. And it's
nice.
good. And the Snoopy loom. So it's really nice. And the bezel. I like a bezel. I don't know what, but loom bezels are always a nice thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
For sure. I think I really like the Pelagos loom bezel until I saw the loom fall out of a Pelagos bezel.
Oh, I've never seen that.
I thought it was like inlaid into the ceramic so that it couldn't fall out, but actually it's just been poured over the top. So I was at an AD looking at a Pelagos and I was like, you're missing some loom on that Pelagos. and they were like, what? And I was like, yeah, look at that. There's missing a line. There's a numeral missing. And wow, they were blown away. They were on the phone with Tudor like then and there.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm a bit more apprehensive now about loom bezels, unless if I know it's covered.
I gotta check my numbers now.
Sorry, yeah, another way to keep you up at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I am wearing my Omega Railmaster again. I was wearing my Grand Seiko SBGJ 231. Sorry, SBGJ 201 GMT, and usually I've been wearing that during the day, getting home and switching to this. So
does the case back have the seahorse too, or is it
the hippocampus?
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see the 8806 with the arabesque finishing, but yeah, not too fussed about it. But yeah, good to see you all. Good to see you guys in the chat. Thanks for joining us. Let us know what you're wearing. So in the chat, we've got Wrist Ross. Hey, man. Thanks for joining us. Jared as well. Good to see you, Mr. Seattle Sounders. Watch yourself. Good to see you as well. Let us know what you guys are wearing. Half price for the Pelagos, yeah. No.
How do you like the bracelet on the Railmaster? I think all the bracelets are the same for the Seamaster, Speedmaster, and the Railmaster trilogy, I believe.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like the bracelet. Bracelet
Is it non-tapering?
No, it doesn't taper. It's a 19 millimeter straight through.
But it's brushed though, right?
Brushed in the middle, polished on the outsides.
Oh, polished on the outside. Okay.
Yeah, the outer links are polished, kind of like an Aquas, which has brushed middle link and polished outer links. So, well, I should say the Aquas is like the Railmaster.
Yeah, true.
It predates it. So yeah,
it's timeless design too. It's like nice.
I really like the on the fly adjustment. This is the first time I've had a fully on the fly adjustment watch. Because I've kind of stayed away from Rolex. Grand Seiko doesn't offer it. But yeah, first time I've had an on the fly adjustment. I enjoy it, but it's so small. Like you get such a little bit of adjustment, and you don't get half links. So I kind of have to use the on the fly adjustment to get a comfortable fit, which isn't ideal. I would have preferred to get the comfortable fit and then use the on the fly adjustment, but oh well.
Yeah, I've had 2 Omega Seamasters on bracelet, and I like the on-the-fly adjustment on the newer ones, the ceramic wave, but the non-tapering just kills it for me. I just find it really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And the clasp is pretty thick. I mean, well-constructed bracelet and clasp, but it just gets a little uncomfortable for me.
I think the newest Speedmaster has a tapering bracelet, right? The newest one, like the 3861. The new release, they released this year, right?
Yeah.
The new Speedmaster. So I'm hoping, like, to run your gripe with the Seamaster, I think that the future Seamaster might go into a tapering bracelet as well. Hopefully, because I agree with you that the bracelet might need some work on Omega's side compared to like Rolexes and other brands.
I had an issue with I used to have the mid-size Seamaster. I had an issue with that bracelet not tapering. It wasn't as comfortable, but for some reason I don't mind the Railmaster. I don't know if it's because of the flat links or what it is about it, but for some reason it just works for me.
Did you have because the question is, the Railmaster trilogy said is it more of it's from the original, right? 2913, I believe, the original 1957 Railmaster. Was that an option over the current Railmaster, which has the brushed dial, I guess? Was there a reason for the original one, which is more timeless, but?
Yeah, the reason why I picked it, you mean? Because I don't know. I don't like the modern reinterpretation of the Railmaster. I mean, it's nice, but to me, it's like an Aquaterra. While
I can see that.
While the this one here is kind of more unique. It has more personality. I felt, it's not perfect. The lugs. I mean, it's what do you call it? It's a 1-to-1 recreation. So the lugs are how they are, but they're kind of long. I would have preferred white printing on the indices rather than the Fotina.
Sure.
But all just little things. It doesn't make this watch a poor watch. I really love this watch. So
it has a dome crystal, right?
Yes, beautifully domed. I'll see if I can show it to you guys. But it reminds me a lot of my SB.
Oh well, yeah, that's a dome.
SBGY002. So I really really enjoy everything about it. It's just kind of like that water droplet effect. Really really good stuff. Well, let's check in with the guys in the chat. Wrist Ross is wearing his Panerai. That's a nice piece, 372.
Nice.
You haven't picked up a Panerai yet, have you, Bobby?
No, I mean, when Terrell was talking about the Seamaster, I've had issue with my Seamaster. I'm thinking, Panerai is calling back to me.
Yeah, that's the Oreo, the GMT.
Yeah. It's just the hour hand there was some issue with it. It's a vintage 1990s. So
right. Alex, good to see you. Thanks for joining us, man. Jared's getting jacked for the MLS season. I watched Toronto FC for a while, but I kind of lost interest after. So I don't really know much about the MLS. He's wearing the Casio
Nice.
Underachieving Watch Collector. Thanks for joining us, man. Newbie Watch Collector. Wow, watch collectors everywhere here. SPGJ227, beautiful.
Have you seen it in person? I haven't seen it in person. But...
I have not seen the Peacock in person.
That's part of the Presage, right? Presage on.
No, it's a Grand Seiko. So it
that okay, yeah, I've seen that on the forums, but not in person.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's really nice. I think I prefer the mosaic look of the Whirlpool, because usually you compare the Peacock and the Whirlpool. They're very different, but if I had to pick one, I would pick the Whirlpool. I don't think the Whirlpool is even a GMT, while the Peacock is a GMT, if I'm not mistaken. Underachieving Watch Collectors wearing the date chest. Clayton's here. Hey, Clayton. Welcome. Thanks for joining us. Ristros regrets not getting the Peacock. You know what? I regret not getting the Grand Seiko Kiku, the SBGM 235. SBGM 235. It's a white dial with a beautiful mosaic radial pattern, similar to the SBGM 221, which is really popular with the ivory dial. But I held it in my hands. I didn't pick it up. Should have got it. Alex is wearing his SBG 375. I already knew that. Canon, you good to see you, man. Vintage First GS. Very nice. Yeah, very nice watches on wrist. Eddie Hart, good to see you as well. Thanks for joining us. The Blizzard, the true Blizzard. I think, was that a topper limited edition? SBG E249. Beautiful watch.
Seems like a lot of Grand Seiko retreats here.
Yeah, probably because of the title.
Yeah, I like it. It's
yeah, it's great. Good to see
you.
Clayton's wearing his Vice or Weiss ultralight because he is American, not German. I always want to say Vice because German pronunciation, but I don't think I could buy a Grand Seiko that didn't have spring drive. Mm-hmm. Yep, if I agree almost. If you're getting your first Grand Seiko, you kind of have to go all in, get a spring drive, see if it's for you. If not, you can move on to the high beat. Jonathan, good to see you as well. Certina DS1, very nice. Maybe after then I could. Eddie, yeah, timeless luxury limited edition. Okay, good to know. Toronto and Seattle faced each other in the MLS Cup final 3 times. Sounders winning 2 of the 3, so we got a bit of a rivalry with your squad. Oh, I didn't know that. There you go. No fear. All right, guys. So we'll quickly talk about what the title's all about. Grand Seiko Foundation Rattled. So my collection is founded on Grand Seiko, right? I've got the SBGY003, beautiful spring drive manual wound. SBGJ, I have it here. SBGJ 201 GMT high beat, and the SBGX 259 white dialed 9F quartz. So a bit of a story. I got this Monday of last week. Wore it almost every day. Ignored all my Grand Seikos because I just didn't want to wear anything other than this. Because I think when I was kind of getting into the hobby, I was really keen on Omega before I learned about Grand Seiko. But then, I fully dove into Grand Seiko last year. Beginning of last year, I fully dove into Grand Seiko. And the Omega, once I did get my hands on it, I didn't expect to get it. But when I did get my hands on it, it really kind of grabbed a hold of me. And so on Friday of last week, I was thinking, I got to wear some of my Grand Seikos. So I pulled out my SBGJ231, this guy here, and it was on bracelet, and I put it on and I wore it for the day. And boy, for some reason, I was not enjoying it. So I think part of it was um, because I was forcing myself to wear it, right? And I always say, don't force yourself to wear something. Life is too short. Enjoy the piece you want to wear that day. Just wear it and enjoy it. So one of the things I think was I was forcing myself to wear it, and and it just felt thick. It felt bulky. The bracelet felt clumsy, and I was just having a crisis. So on Friday and Saturday, we had the live stream on Saturday. I was wearing the SBGJ 231, I think, 201, and I was having a bit of a crisis moment. And when you're having that kind of moment, your eyes wander. And I've always wanted the Zenith A384, and we were talking about this in the Super Best Watch Friends club. Amin Reviews created this club on Discord, so go check it out. It's on Instagram and stuff like that. You'll be able to find an invite link. If not, just send me a message on Instagram and I'll send you an invite or something. But great group, and we were kind of chatting on midweek, and I was talking about hey, my eyes have been wandering. This Grand Seiko SBGJ 201 is being difficult. It's really thick, and I've been thinking about the A384, and I didn't mention this, but I've also been thinking about the white birch, and it didn't help. It didn't help that I've been kind of pining over the white birch for a while too. They're kind of in a similar price bracket. And the guys didn't really help. They said, do it. Get rid of the Grand Seiko. Go with the A384. It'll add diversity to your collection. And I was like, yeah, but it breaks my foundation. That's it. That breaks the white dialed trilogy that I have going, and I don't know if I want to do that. And yeah, I'm glad I didn't, because I kind of resettled on it. I took it off the bracelet. I put it on all the different straps I have set up for it. Every single day I've been switching it around, and yeah, my foundation was rattled. I was about to go to my AD. My AD gave me a really good deal, an opportunity to trade it in, get the A384. I didn't take it, so I'm glad I didn't. So that's kind of the story. That's what happened. I almost
do you have a picture of the A384?
Yes.
Like which one?
Yeah, let me post it up here. It's the Revival watch. Share screen.
Yeah. And you didn't like it because of thickness? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah. Well, the thickness of this guy, it really doesn't feel its thickness. Not the one that I'm showing right here, but this is the A384 Revival with the ladder bracelet. Beautiful piece. There's also the Zenith A384 Shadow. So made out of titanium. And it's got this really cool bead blasted finish, and it's coated some kind of coating. I don't know if it's PVD, but. And then they also have the Lupin the Third. Have you guys heard of that one?
No.
Nope.
It's like this anime or something, and in that cartoon they actually had a Zenith A384 on the main character's wrist, so they kind of took that opportunity to exploit that, I guess. To cash in on that. So this is a kind of cool. It has like that Fotina thing going on, Fotina Panda thing going. So those three watches were really really pulling at me. And of course the white birch is the direct replacement, because it's still high beat. It's still the
new movement and newer.
Yeah, and it's thinner. So this would be a perfect, like, it would wow, thanks Google.
They expected you to know it's Grand Seiko.
Well, there you go. So this would be the perfect drop-in replacement for it, and it's thin, and it wears really well. But I'm still not not a huge fan of that case. It might grow on me as time goes on, but that case design, the GS9 case design, is not my cup of tea right now. Yeah, I wouldn't trade this guy for that. So yeah, this just to show you the thickness. The thickness is kind of imposing, so it doesn't look too bad there, but it's close to 15 millimeters.
Okay.
Yeah, with a huge, exaggerated bubble back.
Yeah, the bubble back's probably causing.
Yeah, so yesterday I had this on sailcloth, and I started to really see why I fell in love with it, right? And today I put it on the Shell Cordovan strap that I have here, the Nomos, and yep, I was like, okay, I made the right decision. I didn't fall for it. So the foundations were rattled, but not broken. We're okay.
So they took a shock, basically.
Yeah.
The foundation took a shock, but it's still standing. Okay.
Yeah.
That's good.
But usually shocks are not good for foundations. So.
Oh no. Yeah, I think the thing is, you were not happy with the thickness, but even the Zenith 384 is still white dial, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know how much diversity it's going to be from, but I don't think do you have a chronograph?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you long for a chronograph, or is chronograph something that you're not into? Like, some people don't like chronographs. Some people don't like
I'm kind of indifferent to the chronograph.
Okay.
I can have one. I don't really need to have one. I don't really check off complication boxes or stuff like that. So chronograph doesn't really make much difference to me. I really like the case design, and the polishing, the finishing on that case is just really nice. It wears really well too. Nice and thin. It's up there for one of the most comfortable watches I've tried on. So
because if thickness is the issue, I think you probably could hold on to it a little longer.
Yeah.
And then maybe the white burst, if you don't like the case, then there are other options for thinner cases. There's so many options out there. But I think is the price the same like Zenith 384?
No, the Zenith is a bit more premium, so I'd have to throw in some cash with the trade.
Sure. Okay.
But I mean, the thickness is not the whole problem, right?
Sure.
I think if I were to go white dial, like I'm not really into. It doesn't have to be a white dial. That's why I was kind of looking at the A384 Shadow.
Sure.
I guess I didn't show that to you guys. The A384 Shadow. Teddy actually did a review on that. I think a couple of days ago. I guess I'm not sharing my screen here. So this is the Shadow. So I'm really into the Shadow as well. It's got a really nice textile strap, a Cordura strap with a rubber back. So they did it right. They didn't put leather in the back. That would have defeated the purpose. But I really like this guy too.
Is it PVD coated or something, or is it just finished?
I'm not sure about that actually. I couldn't find too much information about it. I'm sure it's out there. I didn't look too hard. It's titanium, and it's bead blasted. I think it must be PVD coated. But yeah, if it is PVD coated, it kind of muddies the water for me a little bit.
Well, it might not be if it's titanium, which is like a darker luster, right, than stainless steel.
Yeah, but I wonder if it's that dark though. Do you think titanium can get that?
Well, I have the Grand Seiko spring edition, which is titanium.
Yeah,
which is a little darker. I don't think it's that dark as in the picture, but it's still a darker shade.
Yeah,
compared to steel.
Yeah,
like, you owned a Snowflake, so I believe you have that experience too. So
yes. They use that grade 5 titanium, which is harder because it's harder. It can hold a polish. A lot of people say that it's harder than steel, but I really don't believe that.
I see them get scratched up pretty easily.
Yeah, yeah. But Grand Seiko has a different titanium alloy. I think they call it Everhard. That's a weird name, but Everhard titanium, and that one I think is twice as hard as steel. So they actually boast about how hard that titanium is. It's a pretty cool alloy.
Did this all occur after wearing the Omega?
Yes, yeah. I was not even slightly considering trading this guy here. There were kind of bouts of it when I was considering the white birch,
Mhm.
but once I settled that I'm not going to get rid of it for the white birch, that was behind me until I wore the Omega. So once I put this on, it kind of was
Yeah,
a
and
bit of a reckoning.
And that's another thing is like in my experiences, like when you wear another brand or you get a new branded watch, I
Yeah.
think you feel like you're if you have more than two watches of the same brand, otherwise you feel like you want to broaden your horizons.
Yeah,
And that's not a good thing in one sense because you're just constantly, but sticking to, for me at least, sticking to a theme or a regimen helps me curtail
yeah.
myself.
Yeah, I saw you were chatting with AB about a gold dial Longa.
So I have one more color. It's yellow or gold. And yellow, I was thinking of the Seiko Pogue. I'm just looking at the best yellow gold.
Yeah,
And so he sent me, AB sent me a picture. I was like, wow, that looks nice. That could be the ultimate, champagne gold color dial, but I'll have to,
yeah,
think about that. That's the only color that's pending from my.
yeah.
Wow.
That would be a cool acquisition for sure.
And the good thing about like AB is like he's really into German, like Langa and like German watch brands. So I do value his input very very much. So,
Yeah.
and I've never owned a German watch, unfortunately. So
Right.
I've always been lured by Zin and Nomos,
Yeah.
but never ever actually had the pleasure. I'm glad I got to own a Grand Seiko because the spring drive is probably one of the best, and the Grand Seiko dials are probably the best I've had in my collection.
Yeah, yeah. Mr. Wonderful would say, you have that beautiful collection of of dials.
Do you see his recent collab with Teddy? It was pretty
Yeah,
good.
yeah. That's where he said that.
Well, he says it every time he's talking watches.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the quips he had was that Teddy had a collection, but the pieces he chose was a collection because of all the beautiful dials that he had. I know a lot of people were put off by that, but
Yeah, I know.
I love it. I love his
His
attitude.
character. Yeah.
Colin's here too. Good to see you, Colin. Thanks for joining us, man. Peter is here too. Good to see you, Peter. Thanks for joining us. It's hard to have a monogamous relationship with GS. It's hard to have a monogamous relationship with any watch brand because
Do you miss your tutor? Did you leave?
not even slightly.
Okay.
I haven't even thought about it.
Okay.
Wait, did you get rid of your, what was it, the Royal?
Yeah. I had to get rid of it to get this guy.
Mm.
So to jump on this guy, the Tudor Royal and the Oris Pro Pilot was the ones that I traded in.
No, I wanted that Pro Pilot, bro.
I know. You messaged me, I think, the day I got this,
Yeah.
and you asked me to let you know if I was gonna sell the Pro Pilot, and I was like, sorry, Torrin.
No, it's all right.
And you've owned an Omega before, right?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. I've owned the first Omega in space, the Speedmaster Racing 39 millimeter, and there's one more. Oh, the Seamaster Professional midsize. So the previous gen. So I've had, like, Omega is my second favorite. I love Grand Seiko, but Omega is pretty close behind. I just find their pricing a little higher than, because you have such great value with Grand Seiko, and you get good value with Omega. You get kind of what you pay for almost, right? you get a decent value. But when you see Grand Seiko and the amazing value that you get with Grand Seiko, I'm just like, yeah, Grand Seiko. So that's kind of how it went. Peter says he's glad I didn't. I know Peter's a huge fan of the SPTJ 201 that I have. See you, Colin. Thanks for dropping in. Alvin, good to see you. Paul Newman, Daytona.
The panda kind of look like.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Lupin is cool. Ristra says. we got our friend here again, Withered Manscape, our friendly neighborhood troll. Good to see you, man. Keith wasn't able to make it today. But
you gotta tell Keith that farmer's market, he was caught up in a farmer's market.
Yeah, he'll watch the replay and he'll see that. So I'm sure he'll get a kick out of that. Birch is your favorite tree. That's funny. That reminds me of, actually, because Mr. Wonderful, Kevin O'Leary, he did. I don't know if it was a Canadian Dragon's Den, which is our version of Shark Tank, but
he did originally, yeah.
Yeah, he was in there, and I think they did like a birch wine on it, and I think it's my favorite like moment of that. Just a quick aside, they brought this birch wine. They were hyping it up, saying how amazing it is. It's cheap, but it tastes really good, and something like that. And no one liked the birch wine. And Kevin O'Leary had the best reaction because he took a sip and he spit it out and he said, I'm blind. That was so good. But yeah, that reminded me when you mentioned the birch. 36 years. That's a long marriage. That's congratulations, Peter. That's amazing. Mm-hmm. I hope to be there if I live long enough. Never intend to leave my amazing wife. I hope she doesn't leave me. Young Excellency, good to see you as well. Chronos are okay, but I don't need everything with a ton of crap on it. The Casio Edifice is an eco drive. More complications than you can shake a stick at. Yeah, good point. Let's skip through here. I tend to get caught up on the comments a lot. Welcome, Kevin. Good to see you. What are you wearing today? Are you wearing your Grand Seiko? The Seiko SPB 149 is a beautiful piece. See ya, Clayton. Thanks for joining us, man. Okay, so how about you guys? Have you guys had any new acquisitions? I know Torrin, you got a Black Bay 58, right?
Yeah, that was pretty recent, actually. That was this week, and surprise, I got it because I did a deal for my Zen U50.
Oh, okay, cool.
Which you were teasing about getting.
Yeah, I wanted to get it, but this thing kind of came out. Yeah, so
it's fine. So yeah, I got the Black Bay 58 Blue, and I have a pretty big wrist size. So I mean, I've had the black, like I've had the original Black Bay 58 in the past, and I've kind of got like my relationship with Tudor has always been towards the Black Bays, and then I did a Pelagos in between, and now I'm back to the Black Bay 58 Blue, and
nice.
I really like some people. I mean, I don't know. Even with the stock photos, like I didn't think the blue and the silver played that well together, but in person, I was really quite impressed. Actually, like I actually like that colorway better than the original Black Bay 58, which I know a lot of people don't, but
yeah,
it's personal preference.
You own the Pelagos Blue?
I did.
Okay, so it's kind of different than the Pelagos Blue, right? The Black
Bay it is
Blue.
In terms of like it's a little more versatile because the Pelagos is definitely a tool watch and being titanium as well. And with me, like because I already have this isn't showing up, the Grand Seiko titanium diver. I didn't know that the Pelagos was going to kind of stick around, but I'm happy to have the Black Bay 58 Blue back in, like another Tudor back in the collection.
So why did you leave the original one? That's the question. 58, the first 58.
Yeah, so it's interesting. I actually did a review not too long ago because when I got rid of the 58, I went to the Omega Seamaster, So I've kind of done this dance where it's like I originally bought an Omega Seamaster, the previous gen, the non-wave dial
Yep.
with the ceramic bezel.
Nice.
So I had that. With the bracelet, it kind of got a little uncomfortable for me. So when I swapped it out, I traded a good friend of mine, who's kind of local to me, for a Black Bay 58, the original. And that one was nice. I did find it wore a little bit small for me. And the bracelet is nice, but the clasp on the Black Bay 58, I don't really like it that much. I find it kind of digs in, and there's only 3 micro adjustment holes. Like there's no toolless micro adjustment on it. So then I went to the Pelagos, which I love the clasp on that, right? Because you have that spring like loaded on the fly adjustment. But I mean, it did wear a little bit bigger, and I did have the Grand Seiko, so I got rid of the Pelagos to actually get the Grand Seiko spring drive. And then I ended up doing another deal for the Zin U50 to get the Black Bay 58 blue. So
are you concerned? Are you going to have issues with the same bracelet? Because it's the same bracelet, right?
It's exact same bracelet. And when I did the deal, the guy also had it with a Vanguard rubber strap.
Okay.
Which unfortunately he got the short version, so I'm actually sending it back to Vanguard. They're based in Dubai, but they're going to send me the standard length. And I also there's another gentleman on the Facebook group I'm a part of that has the strap code bracelet for the Black Bay 58. So I purchased it off him, and I'll just see if those options kind of make it a little more comfortable for me.
Sure. I'm glad that the color scheme fits too, the blue.
Yeah, it looks great. I just posted a pic on my Instagram, and I think it looks pretty sweet, actually. But.
Yeah, I prefer that color over the Tudor blue, or sorry, the Pelagos blue, for sure. Because I always thought the Pelagos blue. And sorry, Wilson, if you're watching, but the Pelagos blue I always thought was a bit cartoony. But that's okay too. It was just not for me. But
I really liked the blue on it, and I thought it was very legible. Like the entire Pelagos was very tool driven, so I didn't mind it. But I do like the versatility with the Black Bay blue more, just because it's got the nice silver accents, and even with the stainless steel case and kind of polish on it and stuff. Like I just think it works really well.
Yeah.
Was your original Seamaster a blue or black?
Yeah, it was blue.
Blue. Okay.
And then the Seamaster I had with the wave dial was a black. But it gets same issue on bracelet. It was a little. I wish I actually got it on the OEM rubber strap, because I know Omega does a good fitted rubber strap for the Seamaster. So I get the impression I might go back to a Seamaster one day with a different colorway and on the rubber.
The rubber strap. I see.
Yeah.
That's actually not a bad combo.
Have you owned on the rubber before, Bobby?
I've had a rubber on it. So I might actually, funny enough, my first piece was the pre-wave, what you just had.
Yep.
And it was a black dial. And I did get the rubber on it. And it was really good. It was great. I had it for a long period of time until recently. I still think about it occasionally because that's your first one. But that being said, I think even now they make better ones, like the current gen. They have much better straps. I've tried it on, and I felt much better quality. It's really great rubber straps.
That's what I've heard. Yeah.
They also have a deploying clasp. I don't know if you've seen that too. It's pretty cool too. I have it.
I've seen them on Planet Oceans, but I haven't seen it on a Seamaster.
Yeah, you can actually get it. So you can buy just the strap, and I bought it for my Snoopy, my other one. This is also deploying.
Yeah, I saw that one had the deployment. That's cool.
Yeah, and I think it's very versatile during the outside during the winter.
Does it have a micro adjust on the deployment?
No, it does not. No. So, but it's really elastic, so it doesn't tighten up with changes in weather or your wrist size. So I really feel very comfortable. So yeah, it's nice. I really Yeah, I'm intrigued by the Pelagos because I've heard good things about it. It's like ultimate tool watch
It's a great watch. Yeah.
with the loom bezel, right? I guess
Mhm.
Sanjay probably has a different experience, but I know it's really good loom, really good. I guess it's a little thick, right? I guess that
It is.
might be.
It's not overly because it's also. I mean, you don't feel it. It's titanium, so
Yeah.
I kind of regret selling it, but at the same time, I just have a lot of divers in the collection right now.
Yeah.
And even like I know with like Sanjay was saying, like, well, with the Omega, it's just like printed markers, but like with the Pelagos, they're applied and they're cut into like the rehat of the dial too. So it's really striking. And again, the legibility is amazing.
And the clasp is amazing too. So
Yeah.
there's a lot of things going for it. I agree with you. I've tried the Black Bay 58 bracelet, and I wasn't too impressed with it compared to even
Like
like
the style looks better, but the comfort and the versatility, it isn't as good.
yeah, I agree.
The dial is really striking. I owned the LHD for a while.
Oh, nice.
The thickness did bug me because I do have a smaller wrist, so I would say you need at least a 6.5 inch wrist to really enjoy the Pelagos. But it wears better than the regular Black Bay, like the 41 millimeter Black Bay. It wears way better than that. And it's the way that it's cut into the rehat is really striking, like very very dynamic. It gives you that eye candy basically because of so much is going on in there, and the dial is so close to the crystal. It's really nice. It's yeah, you can't really beat the Tudor for legibility.
So
I'm actually intrigued to try. Like, I would love to try the original Pelagos with the ETA movement because it is
Wow.
thinner and it's only 2 lines of text. So
cleaner
Yeah.
dial.
yeah, very clean. I wish it was in blue, but I think it's only in black.
That was the reason why I went with the LHD too, because the Pelagos text is in red, so it kind of breaks up the paragraph of text that's on the dial, 5 lines, I think. So the fact that it was in red kind of gave it a bit of a break, which I enjoyed. Yeah, so I think the LHD would be the one for me if I had a bigger wrist.
So I had a question since you guys both recently purchased new pieces. Do you think those will be keepers in your collection? The Omega Railmaster and the Black Bay 58. Is that a hard question?
You go first, Karin.
Is there like reservations like you felt like there's cons to the watches that may not stick along for the long haul? Because that's a issue about getting a new piece is like you the chase is more than the watch itself, and once you get the watch, you're like, okay, do I keep it or?
Yeah, Bobby, that's a great question. And I think like for Sanjay and I, we also have different agendas with having YouTube channels. So like partially for me, I know getting the Black Bay 58 Blue was a lot for YouTube content. And I mean, I really wanted to try it out. But yeah, I mean, the comfort might be an issue downstream where I might end up moving it. And now that we've discussed it, I might actually at some point go back to a current gen Seamaster with a rubber or deployment clasp just to see, and maybe a better colorway. Because I didn't like the black dial Seamaster so much, but I really like the blue option or the gray dial or even the white dial is pretty straight.
Yeah, the gray, white, and blue.
Yeah.
Three.
And but that said though, I do really like the Tudor Black Bay 58 Blue has a lot going for it. Like I like the MT caliber movement. I can't remember the name of it, but I like it's really accurate. It's pretty smooth to wind. Great power reserve on it.
Anti-magnetic.
And I also, because I do have a larger wrist, like my wrist is 7.5 inches. I mean, it does kind of wear kind of small. I have other 39 millimeter watches like the Explorer and my other Grand Seiko, the SB-GN003. But because like there's more dial real estate, it's not so much like a bezel. Although I guess the Grand Seiko has the fixed GMT bezel, but still.
And the Seamaster case fits your wrist better, I presume.
It does.
And of course, it does have the see-through case back, right?
Yeah.
The moment there's a couple. I guess the bezel might be better on the Tudor, right? The bezel action.
Yeah, I would have to say between the two, the bezel action on the Black Bay is a lot better. Interestingly, though, I did note the blue, at least for my version, the bezel is a lot stiffer than it was on the Black Bay 58 Black.
Really?
But yeah, like surprisingly stiff. But maybe I just need to break it in because it is a fairly new watch as well. But
Yeah.
I do love the action. Like it's only a 60-click bezel, but like it just I don't know. It's just the way it locks into each detent is like so smooth. It's really nice.
The Tudor bezels are by far my favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
I-
much better than Omega. I like the Seamaster.
Oh, actually, I don't know, Karan, if you've seen the new Omega Seamaster release, the 300 retro with the tapered bracelet and a sandwich dial. That looks really, really nice. It has a little longer lugs than usual. It doesn't have the helium escape valve. It has a loom bezel. I don't know.
Oh, wow.
41 millimeters. It
41 millimeters.
probably hits the sweet spot for what you're looking for, actually.
Yeah, that might be another option. I'm thinking if you like a tapered bracelet and if you're not really keen on healing.
Yeah, I'm gonna check that out after because I haven't seen it, but that sounds awesome.
Yeah. Seamaster 300, not the 300 professional. So just Seamaster 300.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's look it up. It's cool. I guess I can pull it up here. Seamaster.
Yeah, but Sanjay, you didn't answer Bobby's question. Did you?
I know. I'll get there.
Well,
Oh yeah, that's nice.
yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah,
And has a lollipop second hand.
Yeah.
that's cool.
Well,
So
That's-
this is it.
yep. And do you have the bracelet? Can you pull the bracelet there, or because it's tapered if I remember correctly? And
I
I'm
think
thinking that
so.
it's going that direction, tapering of the bracelets. I think that's the
Yeah, I like the crown on it too. It's like no
Yep.
crown guards and it's
yep
got-
simple 1957.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember
Yeah.
the Spectre dial of the James Bond series. I think that's looks exactly the same.
Mm-hmm.
That's sharp and 41 mils. Wow.
And a sandwich dial, which is kind of
Yeah.
Pretty.
It's I imagine this looks beautiful in person.
yeah. But again, maybe Sanjay, you might, and you'll have to answer the question too. But it has a Fotina too, I believe.
Yeah,
So
it does.
that might be. I think that turned you off a little bit. But same question to you, Railmaster.
Yeah. Well, let me
2022. I'm going to ask like 2022. Railmaster will be there.
So, Watch Yourself was mentioning that the SPGA 413 is his grail, which is Bobby's favorite Grand
I
Seiko.
actually, one of my friends, I don't know if you know Max from Hot Ones, the channel. He released.
Yeah.
I sent him my watch,
Yeah.
because the cherry blossoms were there,
Hmm.
and he made a video. It's pretty nice if you have time to watch that.
It's already out? Okay.
Just released it today, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I remember you sent us a link to his channel to check it out. Clayton also mentioned that Mr. Wonderful was shocked that there were affordable watches. It was pretty funny when Teddy brought out the Kamasu, and he said, "Yeah, this is $200." Mr. Wonderful was like, "What?"
I like Mr. Wonderful's first affordable watch pick, the Rainbow Daytona.
Rainbow Daytona. And
You
then
bought
he
Rainbow Daytona?
Yeah. Then they had the Tiger Daytona, I think.
Yeah. Actually, you would have liked it, Bobby. He was like, "I live in Miami now, so I need something trashy to wear."
Yeah. Sam, good to see you. Thanks for joining us, man. Yep, there are Tudor and Breitling releases next week. Should be interesting. Ofenlicht. Hope I pronounced that right. Omega really raised the prices of Speedmasters these last few years. They really did.
Yeah.
Like they brought the Speedmaster price or the Sapphire Speedmaster price to the Zenith price. And I really don't know if they, I'd always take the Zenith if I was given a choice between the Speedmaster and a Zenith, maybe a Chronomaster, the original Chronomaster, or the A384, because those they kind of compete with each other now. Omega has the heritage, but Zenith does too, and I think Zenith is better finished. Way
Are you
more.
talking about the Chronomaster Sport? Isn't that a little more higher priced?
Yeah, the Chronomaster Sport is a higher price, but the Chronomaster, like the 38 millimeter and the 41 I think 42,
Mhm.
they kind of are the reinterpretation of the A386. So that's the Zenith El Primero that you think of when you think vintage Zenith El Primero.
The 1969.
Yeah, yeah. So the A386 is the Chronomaster. Like when they redid the Chronomaster, or the A386, they called it the Chronomaster. And yeah, so that one is competing with the Omega Speedmaster now, the Sapphire. Canon has the 231 as well. It is an amazing watch. I wish I could have kept it, but
Represent, yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know what? Hey, let me know if you know of any good strap options for it, because I've tried out a few different things. And the bracelet, I actually don't mind it. I mean, it does have that thicker clasp with the slider,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's actually quite comfortable. The
It
most uncomfortable thing about the watch I find, and I like it on the NATO, is because that Grand Seiko like coin logo kind of like stamps into your wrist.
Yeah.
So it's like you physically get branded by Grand Seiko if you wear it for too long.
Yeah. That with
So
my
you go into the club, you're like, this is I got the GS logo.
Yeah.
They have invisible light or something.
Yeah, exactly. GS for life.
David Grund's birthday is next week, so happy early birthday, David. He's enjoying his snowflake. Beautiful.
Nice.
Withered Manscape. Do you see the new Shaq 60 mil watch? Yep. we haven't, but
Is that Invicta or something?
I'm guessing it's just. Would it be Shaq like a brand, or would it be Shaq the basketball player? I'm not sure. Kevin has the Black Bay 58 blue, but hasn't started wearing it much. He's been wearing his Seikos during the COVID season. Let's jump down here. Sorry, guys. There's a lot. You guys have said a lot in the chat, but time is short. Wilson, good to see you, man. We were talking about your Pelagos not too long ago. Let's see. Bobby's here too. Thanks, Rob. Thanks for joining us. He gave me another super chat or a super sticker. Thanks so much. That's very kind, Rob. Canon has the Peacock. Very cool. New Explorer 2. I have not seen it. Have you guys seen anything about the new Explorer 2?
I think they officially announced it, but I haven't seen what it is.
Yeah. I'm kind of off.
Maybe ceramic bezel. I don't know.
I don't trust anything until Rolex sends something. Otherwise, everything's hype.
Yeah, it really is.
I'm going to be interested if I discontinue the Explorer 1, because what's going to happen to my 214270 if that happens?
Yours is 39 millimeter. That's actually a really good size, too.
I know. I hope they don't increase the size. If they do, it's going to piss off a lot of people.
Yeah. That's actually really, I think that's perfect size for that watch. They shouldn't go up to 41. That'd be really bad.
Well, I compete with the OP41. I mean...
Yeah. Well, Kevin here is asking for our thoughts on the new GMT Grand Seikos. They came out with a black, blue, and green dialed 40 millimeter GMTs. Have you guys had any hands-on time with it?
I have not, but I think I've seen the pictures.
What's the movement? Is it 9F or is it
9R?
Yeah, it's a high beat, right?
No, spring drive.
Spring drive. Oh,
nice.
Yeah. So they are kind of thick. It's got the 9R66, I think. It's in the new smaller case diameter, so it kind of looks a lot like your SBGA 231 Torin, but shrunken down, and with a fixed ceramic GMT bezel. So it's really nice. Kind of heavy, very hefty, and it fits beautifully. I really like that case shape. So I'm crossing my fingers for a 40 millimeter diver from Grand Seiko, because they could definitely use that case shape on a 40 millimeter diver and it would be fantastic. So it's steel, so it's really hefty, and it's got a new not a new clasp, but a clasp that they've used in other models. No what do you call it? No quick on the fly adjustment, but it's got the drilled holes, so you can actually make some sort of adjustment. So
I mean, I'll take that on a
Yeah.
Grand Seiko.
yeah, so it's a low profile clasp, pretty good overall. So yeah, I would recommend it, but I'm kind of holding off for a diver from Grand Seiko, 40mm diver. That'd be nice. Oil money, not too happy about the aluminum bezel from the on the Speedmaster 300.
He's right. That's the only thing is aluminum bezel, but everything else, I mean, is I would say on spot, probably the best value diver for that price.
And what's the movement in that one? Is it the 8800 caliber?
Yeah, I believe Zameta's certified movement. I forgot what number it is. 8800, I believe.
Okay.
Cool. And it see-through case back as well.
I got the pronunciation right, so thanks, Offenlicht. All right. So I will answer your question.
Okay.
I don't know. I really want it to be a keeper. So my Omega Railmaster question was for anyone joining in a bit later. Would this be a keeper in my collection? I want it to be a keeper, but I have a feeling the long lugs might start to wear on me. Say 6 months down the line. I hope it doesn't, because I really like this piece, and I've ogled at it for years, I think. So I
what's the lug to lug length?
48.
Okay.
But I mean, the lug to lug is one thing, but the fact that they don't curve down too well. Let me try to show this to you.
Yeah, I saw your video on it the other day.
Yeah. So
It's pretty straight.
Yeah, the lugs are pretty straight. So 48mm would be no problem for me on most watches, but yeah, the long lugs on a 38mm watch, and they don't curve down enough. So that I think would wear on me, and so I might flip it, in a year. I really hope I don't, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see.
The loom is good. Everything else is good. The loom dial.
Yeah, loom is great. It's sufficient for me. Not dive watch levels of loom, so sufficient enough loom. I really like the fact that the hands don't disappear.
Mhm.
So Omega's hands, the high polished hands, because they're flat and high polished, tend to disappear. With the first Omega in Space that I had, I was okay with it at first, but then it really bugged me, because there's only a really thin stripe of loom to break up the mass of polished metal on the hand, and with the black dial on the first Omega in Space, it just disappeared every once in a while, and it really shouldn't have bothered me, but after a while it did, and so I kind of took an opportunity to trade it, expecting that I would buy it back at some point, but hey, lo and behold, they discontinued it. But yeah, so this one, the hands do disappear in the sense that they go black, like it's black polished. So in a certain light, it'll just vanish. But the dial is gray, so it kind of looks like a black hole, and you can still read the time. So I think that's great, because the dial is gray. The hands go fully black. It's still visible. It's got enough loom. Everything is just perfect. Everything is great, except the lug to lug. That's kind of what I feel might wear on me in a few months.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have time to answer your own question, Bobby?
Well, I haven't had a recent purchase. I mean, I guess the last one I've had was the SPGA 413, the Grand Seiko Pink, and that's not going anywhere. I realized that, again, it's titanium. I don't have a titanium watch. It's very you had two, right? And that's why you let go of one. I think I don't think there's a better pink dial out there, in my opinion. I think the Grand Seiko Spring Drive is a really good, accurate watch to wear as a beater, to wear every day, and the dial is the best dial I have in my collection. So in that aspect, yeah, I'm very choosy of what watch. If I'm getting a watch, it's going to be a keeper. Like it's not going to go for like at least 12 months for sure. And the last couple of watches I've had, it hasn't left my collection. So
I love the discernment there.
yeah, but it's always an issue when you guys get out new watches, and it's always that the internal struggle. I just was curious, and that's why I asked the question.
Yeah. Yeah, I think if I were to put or bank on one watch being a keeper, I think it would be the SPGY 003. I'm kind of hesitant to say, because I always said this watch would be a keeper as well.
Mm-hmm.
But now, since I had that
Rattling.
crisis with it, I'm
Is there a keeper in your trend?
For me, it's I have a couple of keepers. The first is probably my Seiko Sarb 035. And it's actually kind of sentimental to me because it was the first watch that I purchased that I thought was like pretty close to Grand Seiko level. Like I bought it before the prices went stupid. So like to me, that was like the best value. Like a Sarb 033 or 35 is like one of the best value sports/dress pieces you could get. And I liked it so much that immediately after I sought out and bought the Sarb 033, so the black dial.
Mm-hmm.
And then about 7 months down the road when it was, I'm a twin, so I have a twin brother. It was my twin brother's birthday. I gave him the 033 and I kept the 035. So
Nice.
we each got a Sarb.
yeah.
And that's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And then I feel like I'm probably never going to get rid of my Rolex Explorer because that's just like quintessential one watch collection. It just fits with everything. So
yeah, that's a great watch.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's good to have a couple that you already have in mind that you're probably not. Those are solid in your watch box all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin
And
says
it's nice because it's like one's a white dial, one's a black dial. You kind of cover your bases.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin says that I'll probably not have the Railmaster for long. He's probably right. I hope you're wrong, Kevin, but we'll find out.
I mean, I don't want to play devil's advocate, Sanjay, but every time you show it on your wrist, like those lugs do stick right to the end of your wrist, you know?
Yeah, if not, it even looks like it's over. It's never over.
Yeah.
Like when I'm looking at it, it's not over, but when I do take a picture, it looks like it's over. So it doesn't look good on Instagram, or it doesn't look good when I take a shot.
Oh,
of
no,
it.
it does, but like, I mean, that's just like an anecdote from me. But if you like wearing it, like,
Oh yeah, I do love wearing it. It's just hard to photograph to make it look like how I see it. But yeah, we'll see. Kevin, I'm not getting rid of anything as of yet. We were just talking about how I was kind of shaken up after I got the Railmaster. When I tried my GMT, I felt like I was, I had a bit of a crisis because the Railmaster for some reason directly competes with my GMT high beat. Oil Money says his keepers are his Zeitwerk and the 50th anniversary date. And if my wife's watching, the Milka Z Blue she bought for my 40th birthday.
I would love to get my hands on a Z Blue.
I do have a Z Blue. Maybe next.
Do you? You got to show me. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good. And I know the oil. I hope Oil Money agrees. I mean, it's a beautiful quirky Rolex. It doesn't scream Rolex. It's lightning orange hand and all that. That's why I like it. The only thing is, it has unlike your Explorer, it doesn't have a brush bracelet. It has a
it's got like a hard polish on the center, right?
Which I mean, if they change it, great. But I don't. It's supposed to be a tool watch, right? And
Yeah, it was made for scientists, right? So.
Yeah, it is. I don't understand why. It's a great watch, and it's smooth bezel, beautiful, and it's not a maxi case, right? So like your Explorer 2, so they haven't destroyed the case sizes yet for the Melgauss and the Explorer at least, and the Daytona, I believe, have the normal case shapes.
Jonathan Robinson calls 3 months tops.
Wow.
Bobby said 2022, it'll be gone. Place your bets, folks. Sam says that he has a feeling the Railmaster isn't going to be a keeper. Oh, come on, guys. He reckons I will get the white birch. I've been droning on about the white birch for a while, so I have a feeling I might go white birch at some point. But
you've never tried it on, right? You don't like the case, right? That's the drawback.
I've not tried it on. No, I'm kind of keeping my distance because
smart. Smart.
Just don't want to make a rash decision and regret it. So
kind of like Luke in Star Wars, avoid the dark side, you know.
Yeah. Kevin says I need to hold on to Mount Iwate. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. So it would be foolish to get rid of just because I had a bit of a crisis. Yeah. So there was something going on with Rolex.
April 7th, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So April 7th, we've got an Explorer 2 coming.
Does it say that? It doesn't say anything.
Because it's showing Explorer like imagery here. So like there's a mountain and a guy climbing it. So I mean, what else could it be, right?
But is that the you think that's Explorer 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, actually, now I don't know. It could be the Explorer 1, right?
Wow.
Well, I don't see a bit like a GMT bezel, do you?
No.
Yeah, that's true.
It does have Explorer vibes. You're right.
Yeah.
It's got to be the Explorer. And it's 50th anniversary, right?
Yep.
Yeah, it is. So
it's got to be something. I hope they don't. They shouldn't. They don't usually screw up things.
Except when they did the Yachtmaster. That was kind of a fail, right? When it first
came out. It was always an unpopular.
Yeah.
Again, everybody draws to the Explorer and even the Milgauss is an unpopular one, right? It used to be unpopular. I guess now it's unpopular.
Now it's becoming desirable. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I was actually just watching a video from Tim Mosso from I think 2018, where he did a video on the Milgauss Z Blue, and he was like, "Oh yeah, you could get the Railmaster, the modern Railmaster, or you could get the Milgauss Z Blue. In the pre-owned market, they're trading about the same." And I was like, "Yeah, just go back in time and smack him in the face and say."
Actually, 4 or 5 years ago was probably the perfect time to buy watches. Yeah, I think that window has closed for most brands. I mean, how quickly it changed it's stunning to me.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfenlicht says that you can see a Serchrome bezel on the little thingy going on here, but not sure. Jonathan also says that I will get the white birch definitely. You'll get a call in 2030 if you get your name in. That's funny.
2030. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we didn't talk about it too much, but I had fun today, and I think it would be a good time to call it a night. Do you guys have anything coming up? Any acquisitions or any videos in your case, Torrin?
Yeah, if you don't mind, I have a quick plug. So this month, April, is actually going to be a hallmark for my channel. It'll be 3 years on YouTube.
Nice.
And part of that, I'm going to be doing a giveaway and a review of a couple of new timepieces from a local watch company, the Whitby Watch Company. So I got their new Ambassador GMTs.
Cool.
That are I'm going to be reviewing both of these models, and there's different colorways out there, and there's going to be a giveaway for some free swag. So not necessarily the GMT watches, but for some Whitby Watch Company hats and T-shirts.
Is the Whitby Watch Company, are they actually in Whitby?
They are.
Oh wow!
I went to visit one of the owners last year around this time, and it was a really cool video. I did an interview, and then I reviewed their. They have a pilot's watch and a dive watch, and all of their watches are based on Canadian heritage. Like they celebrate Canadian achievements. So
Yeah,
I think it's a really cool, micro brand, and I like how they celebrate Canadian achievements. So that's why I reached out to them, and I'm really happy they hooked me up with the watches to review, and I'll be able to give away some swag.
yeah. I'll definitely have to look into them because Whitby is like a stone's throw away.
Well, I was gonna say it's closer to you. You could be there in like what, an hour?
Yeah, not in an hour.
You could be the local ambassador, Sanjay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I could be there in 5 minutes.
Wow. Yeah, I drove 3 hours to get there.
Yeah,
3 hours, wow.
yeah. Well, in the grand scheme of things, that's not too bad. Bobby, any new things coming up?
No, I'm just waiting for, the third Snoopy.
Oh yeah,
It's still pending to complete my set. And then, I'm content with my watches. Maybe the Panerai 510, but
Great.
nothing
yeah.
at this point. I don't have any itches or anything that's rattling my foundation.
That's funny. Did I know in one of the streams, Bobby Legs or Amin streams, you mentioned that you'd sell the paddock first before any of the Snoopies.
That Snoopy's are not going anywhere. That's something that I'm going to keep. That's the only thing that would, because like I have no, even these releases that are coming up next month, or I really have no, because I feel like I'm content.
Yeah.
And I think even anything that changes would have to displace something out of and I don't have a feeling that anything, I feel confident that nothing's going to be released that's going to be, jaw-droppingly. Unfortunately, last year Snoopy released, so I was like, okay, I have to get that one, just because, of the thing. If there was no Snoopy, I would be like, okay, last year would have been a nice year to avoid purchases.
So you're not tempted at all with the Rolex release on the 7th?
No.
Or Tudor release on the 7th? No.
No, I think I have two, and I've had before a lot more, but I have the Z Blue and I have a Batman, and I'm good. I don't think I need to. The Explorer actually was another one I was thinking for my black dial. See, the only one I have a big issue with my color theme collection is the black dial, because there's always got to be. I don't know if I've ever found the perfect black dial watch, and it's because there's so many, and there's so many good ones out there. Right now, my current one is the Omega Seamaster, the Oreo, but I think that might not stay long. That's the only one that's probably might change.
Right.
Sometimes I think about the Explorer. Sometimes I think about the black Longo one, the Dark, because I don't have like you said, I've never had a German watch before, so that might cut.
You're gonna dive right in with a Longa, eh?
Well, I would save up for it. Like it's something that I would be like a long term. This thing I would be like, okay, that's maybe something in the future. But every other, I think pink I've got covered, red I've got covered. I don't think there's going to be a better green watch that I have. The blue watch definitely won't be moving soon. So I think I have all the colors covered. The white is 50, like a paddock. So I think the only one that might change is the black Rolex, and I don't think anything being released next week is going to change my opinion of a black dial watch, so to speak.
Yeah. So you think? So you said you might get the PAM or the Explorer, right?
Yeah, the PAM 510. Because I don't know. Have any of you owned a PAM?
I'm not a Panaristi, sorry.
Yeah, I mean unless you try it on. Like before, I was like, whatever, it's a Panerai, it's like this thing, but it's so different from all your other watches. It's like it's something that just tells you the time, and it's like you have Sanjay, the dome crystal, and that's basically it. And it's just I guess I shouldn't say it, like it's more of a masculine watch, but like you just wear it and it's like, even if it has scratches on it, you feel like, oh, it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the closest I came, I don't know if you've ever seen this before, but I had a Citizen signature watch. It was the Grand Touring, and
Yeah.
it looked pretty much like the Panerai. The Panerai.
Exactly. It has a Pam look to it. Yes, you're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
and actually, I love that watch. I'm not gonna lie, it was a nice
Yeah.
watch.
It's something about the simplicity and and of course these Pams are pretty high, big sizes, right? So I've shown Sanjay what I wanted. I think it's a Pam 510, which is like a 44 millimeter,
Mhm.
small seconds on the side, and of course the crown guard on the side. I don't know, something just tells me that might be my black watch for a while later on.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it's like nobody wins, but it's like you're in this you're this thing. And in Miami, a lot of people wear Panerais and Rolexes, and it's just a really common thing.
I thought you were gonna say in Miami, a lot of people experiment with methamphetamines.
Maybe something stronger, but yeah. But yeah,
I love Oil Money's one-liners. They're
yeah,
the best.
yeah, that
In all the streams, he's a
he's
superstar.
consistently good, and
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. Well, I feel like I was going to say something, but I can't remember. Oh, yes. Tomorrow. I forgot to plug this last week, but tomorrow on the Bobby Legs YouTube channel, we're going to be doing our usual Sunday night stream, which is Watch Suit. Basically, we will be going over some of the videos of the week, and it leads to some really fun conversations. Last week, we were talking about how I haven't watched any movies.
Yes, that is true.
Memory.
I made a comment there too because you haven't seen Godfather.
Yeah,
and that is something that is troubling.
Hey, but you said I want it back with Terminator 2, right?
Yes, Terminator bought you some street cred back.
Yeah.
But I think then I lost it when you said Rain Man.
Yeah. Rain Man was good.
Yeah, the Rain Man's good.
I thought it was perfect because Man on Fire was the movie suggestion by Kevin, I think.
Yeah. Rain Man was like curtain closer right there. Boom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know if you have HBO up there in HBO Max in Canada.
We have Crave, right? I think that's like what HBO is.
Okay. It's all the new releases are coming on HBO Max. So
yeah, I watched a movie yesterday. I watched Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh wow! Okay.
With Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey, right?
Okay, there you go. Right.
I'm impressed.
It was hilarious. I loved it. I love the puns Jim Carrey does.
Have you played the video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's nostalgic.
Yeah.
Especially
they were definitely doing some fan service there with the music and they called the town Green Hills. And in the beginning they had like this full CGI animation of the original Green Hills where Sonic's like running through and doing the loop to loop and nice. So that was kind of hit in the feels. And the funny part of that movie, spoilers, is they talk about this mushroom world that Sonic doesn't want to go to. And I thought that was funny because they had the Mario Sonic rivalry back then. Yeah,
I'm gonna watch probably very soon the Kong versus Godzilla or whatever.
Yeah, I've heard good things about that movie. That was
That's it. It's supposed to be like a stupid good movie. So that's the type of movie I like to watch.
Yeah.
No story, just fight. Okay. I'll watch
the title. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Colin came back. Good to see Colin.
Colin's on the stream. Oh, okay.
Yeah, Colin's.
Yeah.
Colin said, "Holy smokes, they're still going."
Yeah, I was going to say Colin here again. Snoopy. So it is if he hasn't seen it before. I wore it for in honor of Sanjay's Omega, and that's probably my favorite brand too. Omega,
yeah. It's Grand Seiko ekes it out for me, but Omega's a close second. Watch
yeah, only one rep in Grand Seiko today.
Yeah, everybody's wearing a Grand Seiko.
Yeah, everyone was. Watch Yourself was asking about the stream again for tomorrow. That's the Bobby Legs YouTube channel. So tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern, we're going to talk about the videos of the week, some of the standout videos, and we'll have a great time. All right, guys. So that's it. Let's call it quits. Bobby is actually Watch Medicine on Instagram, right? So give him a follow as well. Check out Torn, Everyday Watch Guy. I'm here, so you don't need to know about me.
Yeah, thanks for the shout outs in the stream too. I noticed some people were repping the channel. So thank you.
Yeah. Everyone's very kind, very good. All right, we'll see you next week, guys, and see you tomorrow if you guys are awake. Have a good
Yeah,
night.
if not, have a happy Easter.
Yes, happy Easter. Take care, guys.